First, we would love to know the meaning behind the name Ambriza.
Okay, I don't know which story you want to hear, because Amber has one and I have a different one. One day we're sitting at a restaurant and we're throwing names out there, and the name changed like 20 times. And Amber one day said, that day said, "What about Ambriza?" I'm like, "What does that mean?" And she's like, "Well, it's my name, Amber." And I don't know how she came up with it. Anisa. But in Mexico, we say that I'm starving, I'm hungry, very hungry. We say, "Tengo una hambriza." I'm starving, right? So we remove the H, added a Z, make it more, what do you call that, trendy, I guess. And you know, it stuck. It stuck. It's a very short, simple name. And in reality, for me, Ambriza means hungry for more. But the way we portray that to our staff is that we hope that they're hungry for more in life, right? We hope that they have big dreams, big desires, and we're just a tool to help them grow to that level, right? So that's, if you go to all the property in Vintage, and we're gonna have it in Katy, we have what we call a declaration for our staff. And the declaration reads that they're gifted, talented, driven, committed, just people of destiny. And when you make your staff believe that that's who they are, they're no longer employees, right? The people that are fighting with you to provide the guests with the experience that they're looking for.
How do you keep your menu fresh and exciting?
And I think you'll see it in our menu. We're committed 100% to keeping our food very authentic, right? There's certain things that we import from Mexico. In Mexico, in Chihuahua, there's a small community. They're Mennonites. And the only thing they do there, and the way they make their living, is by making Mennonita cheese. All organic, very fresh, no processes, no preservatives. So we import that from Mexico, and we do that in our queso horneado with the corn tortillas. We don't have things like chile con queso. We don't have nachos, because if you go to Mexico, we don't really serve that. At first, we had a lot of people push back and say, "Hey, you're Mexican. Where's your queso?" Like,
people like their queso.
They relate that. They always reserve.
So for the longest time, we considered adding it, but we decided to stick with what we believed and the authenticity of the product. People don't ask for that anymore, right? I think they are accustomed to the items that we're serving now.
What is your restaurant's signature dish?
I think we have quite a few, to be quite honest with you. Because we brought so many chefs from so many different regions, and the best items go into our menu. We have items from Oaxaca, for example, that are signature for us, and we sell day in and day out. There's one item from a chef in Oaxaca that provided us a recipe for, and it's called amolote. So amolote is just essentially a plantain. You boil it and you make it into a mush, like a mashed plantain. And then we stuff it with chorizo, Mexican chorizo, and Mennonita cheese. You deep fry it on a bed of black beans and tomatillo sauce. It is phenomenal. And again, that's a dish from Oaxaca, and you will not find that anywhere. So for every new guest, we provide him with the street corn. And street corn, for people from Mexico, has a lot of sentimental value and memories. I remember my grandfather picking us up every time he got paid, and he would take us to the little plaza, and one thing he would buy us is a street corn, right? So what we want with the experience and the food is for people to come, and hopefully they're taken back, you know, from where were they in Mexico or what they remember. We get a lot of people that come here. It's like, "Hey, it's my grandma in the back cooking," right? Because the food is that way, right? It's so authentic, nothing fancy, just true to what we believe.
How do you ensure your staff meets your service standards?
So I think it's an easy for both of us. Most people, most restaurants will hire servers or staff that are professional or that have been in the industry for a long time. Experience. For us, we hire heart and passion, right? That's what we're looking for.
How do you think the pandemic will change the future of the restaurant industry?
I think for us, it forces us to do things faster and better. We've always been wanting to do to-go and improve our to-go services. And we procrastinated and we didn't do it right away. But as soon as the pandemic hit, Amber created the right platforms, online serving, the product. I mean, we just transform our business to go. So, and I think that's something that's going to stay with our company forever. Margaritas to go, that's a big one. That's
Great. Yes, that was a game changer.
But that was a life savings for a lot of restaurants, correct?
For us.
For us, definitely, because our numbers were okay when they first said that we needed to close our businesses. But as soon as they approved margaritas,
I mean, people needed their margaritas.
What are the most important things you look for when hiring new staff?
Passion. Our staff, everyone that we hire, they have a passion for people, and we don't hire. You obviously have to have a skill set when you're in a hotel, but we're not hiring like the best server or the best hostess and 15 years experience. No, if you have a heart and you have passion, we want you here. You can teach them everything else, how to wait tables or how to host, but you can't teach that passion. Either you have it or you don't. So we hire passionate people.
How do you ensure customers keep coming back?
I think that by not cheating the guest, right? The guest is very smart, and the guest knows what they want. So I think that as long as you keep providing the guest with high quality, consistency, and a love for service, I think that they will continue going. You want to feel respected, you want to feel honored, you want to feel appreciated as a guest, right? So as long as we show you that, right? So some of the commitments that we have for the guests is to only serve the highest quality product, never frozen, always fresh, free-range chicken, cage-free eggs, local farm-raised products. We have a contract with a vendor that we only purchase products from responsible local farmers and growers. That's our contract. Is it more expensive? Yes, it is. But again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When I put that plate in front of you, I want to feel proud of what I'm serving you, right? But you as a guest as well, you can tell whether I'm giving you a microwaved dish, right? You can tell that I maybe serve you a little bit less now to save some money. We ensure that the guest comes back by always honoring the guest, respecting what we believe in, and providing them with the highest quality of product. And honestly, staff that really has the passion for that.
What's your favorite restaurant?
I mean, there are places that we frequent because they're consistent. Like Eddie B's might be one.
Eddie B's. We love going to, what is Aaron's place?
Dish Society.
Dish Society. And I think the restaurants that we frequent is because they believe similar things. Dish Society, free range, fresh products, farm raised.
Local table.
Local table.
What's the weirdest thing you have eaten and where?
Crickets.
In Mexico City.
Spain we had. Well, but Mexico City is, beef tongue, cheeks, tribes, brain. Oh yeah, I used to eat that all the time. It's excellent, excellent. We went to Spain with some friends and they ordered escargot, snail. ¿Cómo se llama? Un caracol, una. Sí. And they saute it and sauce. Man, I was so brave because you take it off the shell and you eat it.
I had one just to try it.
I had like 10 of them. I'm at the 10th one. I'm like, I don't like this.
At the 10th one?
You know, because I was trying to.
I think it got to him like in his head what he was eating, and
Yeah.
it was just like got.
Because you know, I always pride myself in just trying anything, right? And then I'm just trying to enjoy it. So I was comfortable. And then at 10th one, I'm like,
I forgot about.
oh
those.
no, this is not good. Yeah. What am I eating?
The same thing. No, yeah, I had one, and I forgot about that. Yeah, no. That's definitely the worst thing I've ever had.
What has been the biggest challenge you faced as a restaurant owner? And how did you overcome it?
So I think biggest challenge today is keeping the culture, right? Keeping a culture of passion and consistency and love for the guests. And I think that's the biggest challenge for any restaurant that grows, because I think it's fairly easier to do it in one restaurant or two restaurants. But as you multiply yourself and you don't have as much time to be there, to coach the staff and to ensure everything is done properly, it takes your staff to believe in what you're doing to really carry that mission and keep providing the guests with the passion for service and hospitality. I think that's keeping the culture.
What's the biggest challenge of growing and expanding a restaurant?
We've been invited to go Woodlands Heights, Katy. There's more opportunities out there that we can take, and not for any other reason, but because we don't have the staff yet passionate enough to do all those restaurants. We have the staff in house today to maybe do two more, right? We have the general manager in place for two more restaurants. And this, correct? But outside of that, we're not ready for anything else.
We're not willing, seeing how, growing your management from within, seeing how well that works. We're not willing to hire management from the outside. So we have to be careful about how fast we grow, because we want to keep that, we don't want to deviate from doing that. So.
Tell us more about your coming soon location.
I feel God and life has come full circle for me. We're opening in Katy at the old Las Alamedas space. And my first job when I moved to Houston was a dishwasher at Las Alamedas on Katy and I-10. So, God, the things that He's done for us. And I love that family though, the family that owns Las Alamedas. Great mentors, great restaurateurs, pioneers in Mexican food. They moved to Houston 40 years ago and they opened the first Mexican restaurant ever. So they're very good at what they do. I'm sorry they closed for them, right? Because they're a good family. But I'm grateful to be given this opportunity, right? And to attest that me, an immigrant, without English, without perhaps any hope, now I'm able to go and take over that property and lead the way there. I think that's the most exciting part of opening in Katy.
How will you be celebrating the grand opening of your Katy location?
So pre-COVID, we would do a huge Latin party. Whenever we do a Latin party, we have a live salsa band, and it is just packed. It is packed. I mean, you just can't get in here. But every time we open a new location, when we have a grand opening party, we throw a huge celebration, dancing, margaritas, and I mean, it's a great party.
It's a fiesta, because that's how we celebrate in Mexico, right? You build relationships, you invite everybody you know and everybody you don't know, right? And it's just, and then, so that's how we celebrate it. Normally we give food away and the guests just pay for their drinks. For mock service. So it's normally a huge celebration. We hope that by the time we open in Katy, all of these restrictions are lifted and we can truly host some phenomenal parties there.
What advice would you give to a first-time restaurant owner?
I think that advice is stay true to what you believe, right? And when you write a business plan for your new restaurant, consider a human plan, right? Something that will impact your staff in a positive way. because if you do so, this difficult road of opening a new business becomes so much easier, right? So having a passion for who is helping you, viewing them not as something you own or something you control, but rather something you're responsible for, to groom, to coach, to guide, to create hope and vision for their future. I think that if you're able to do that as a business owner, and it's very hard, because when you open your first restaurant, you're just so worried about the success and the financials and hopefully the guests will like it, and it's very difficult. And oftentimes you neglect what's the most important part of your company, which is the human factor. So going into a new business restaurant, and before you start anything, sit down and consider how is your staff going to impact from your business in a positive way.
What's the one thing that you want customers to know about Ambriza?
I don't know. I think important for us is that the guest knows that our concept wasn't given, right, or inherited, or we fought for it. We really did, right? From the inception, the creation, this establishing the business. I guess if the guest knows that we came from nothing, we really did. And through passion, love, commitment, hard work, we've been able to do this. I think that for me is important.
Because we get it a lot that we're a chain. We're not a chain. Like we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this. I mean, every day, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day at the restaurant. So it's been a journey. So.
And I think that the customer, with the guests, we want them to know that everything they eat here is truly fresh, and every plate they purchase helps the local economy. As I said earlier, everything we purchase is local, unless avocado we can't find it in Houston, so we gotta go to Mexico to do that. But if we're able to find it here, we'd rather reinvest and purchase everything from the local farmers, ranchers, and they're helping the local economy.
What are the most important things you look for when choosing a new location?
So demographic is important, I think. The location has to have a patio. In Houston, people love sitting outside drinking margaritas. What else do we have?
We want to go where we need it, right? I don't want to go Midtown, for example. There's hundreds of restaurants there, right, that are as nice or maybe a little different. But I want to serve people that need it, right? We went to Vintage Park because there's nothing like that, right? Such a need for restaurants like that. We went to Cypress for the same reason, because there was such a need for something that we're doing. And now we're going to Katy because we look at it the same way. Yeah, you do have good restaurants, I'm sure. But I feel like we offer so much more, right? The decor, the design, the plates hand painted from Puebla, Mexico, the hand blown glasses, the fresh quality of products, the layout. I think we choose a restaurant or sites thinking that we're needed there. We never choose a site thinking who's our biggest competition and how do we destroy them. Correct, we're gonna go. No, we just wanna go where we need it.
Thank you, Amber and Julio Garcia, for this interview. Katy 360 welcomes you to Katy, Texas.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate your time and driving all the way here.